Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the third episode of the third season of Shingeki no Kyojin, or Attack on Titan. And last episode was a pretty eventful episode, I would say. Levi desperately attempting not to get killed by Kenny the Ripper over there, and Armin having his first human kill, which he's taking as best he can, really. And just a couple big reveals here and there, which is always interesting, really. So I guess we'll see where the story goes now. 3, 2, 1, play. Just gotta wait for it to fall over. Still does not feel like a Shingeki no Kyojin opening, but it is still a very nice opening. Like, if you showed someone who never even heard of Attack on Titan this opening before and said, it was an anime about humans desperately struggling to slaughter giant titans that murder them in brutal ways, would they believe you? But, I don't think we're gonna have a huge amount of Titan fighting in this episode. Old story, so backstory episode? They're just listening intently. I'm more than happy to get some story and backstory, so yeah, give it to me. Oh, little farm girl. She's alright. Well, that's not a good sign. Probably gonna be a backstory heavy season considering how much we see them in children forms in the opening. Well, ideally they do. But your case is a little bit different. You look so happy back there. That's not gonna end well, is it? Actually, I'm kind of worried how this is gonna go. Oh, that was more of a dive than a hug, but still uncalled for. Like, very uncalled for. I guess that's something. Wow, that's very weird. But, guess you gotta take whatever skinship you can get. Wow, this is very depressing. Well, is he nicer? Yeah, the nice coach he's got. Sure, it's expensive. Uh, I'm sure it made a lot of people scared. More than a little bit. Well, that would explain a lot if that was true. Choose your next words carefully. Well... Well, he changes to him pretty quickly. The scary blade. You just said she wasn't your mother, you know. Probably for the best, honestly. Okay, this is not for the best. You keep that blade away from Historia. Yeah, not cause any trouble. This is kind of where we... From this point on, we kind of know how things go. She just lives a different life, abandons her family name, and becomes a commoner somewhere else. A lot to forgive. He's just over there awkwardly, listening to all of this. I've also had similar dreams, I'll admit. I'm sure many people have, honestly. Which is interesting. Here I thought that was Aaron Yeager over there. Don't let him hear you. The place in the flashback, I guess. Yeah, more or less. He's alive, at least. He did. Yeah, here we go. I probably shouldn't find this as funny as I do. Yes, it was all a ruse. So please stop choking me. Yes, but it's probably for the best. Yeah, she's not very happy about what you did to Nick. Man, Hanji, you are a savage. Love you, Hanji. Not that she holds a grudge or anything. And he is crying a lot. Although he jump. I broke a toe. Yeah, that would trigger him. It's gone now, though. uh, Somebody needs to clean that up, though. Mikasa. Yeah, I remember this conversation. Yes, we know that. Yeah, what if? Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, that was great. Again, don't let him hear that. Oh. I mean, that makes sense if that was the case. Looks like such a silly character. Still alive, Erwin? Oh, Pixis, okay. Cool. No, the other Pixis. Pixis is one of my favorite characters in this show. No problem at all. I bet. Pretty sure Erwin is always serious. Does he look like he's capable of joking? That is a tall order, but it might come down to that. The government seems to have more than its fair share of problems, so... Look. Yeah. Well, ideally, but... People usually die because not everything goes perfectly generally. I bet. Yeah, no doubt. I'd rather them not kill off Erwin, though I kind of like him too. You kind of have to be to get anything done. Ooh, Erwin backstory. Okay, I didn't read all of that, but it was about consuming Titans and gaining their power. Which is definitely interesting. I mean, it makes sense, I guess. Cool. Yeah. He did not know that. I thought he might have, but I guess not. I'm okay with that. I'm more than okay with that. Easier said than done, though. We need the Mother of Dragons, Breaker of Chains to come in here and improve the system. Of course. Looking good. But is that saying a lot? Of course they do. uh, of course they have. Why wouldn't they? Yeah, Erwin the PR person. Is that the best idea? I mean, it's not the worst idea. So this is gonna be something. Yeah. Yeah, it really is. By what? Prevent him from getting kidnapped? Really hate the military, please. I doubt it. Which is a lot to deal with. I mean, if I was alone in an alleyway with Hanji, I would know what I would do. I'd kick the corpse just to make a point after she said that to me. Yeah, he was not a good person. Yes. And if everyone says he's gonna do something, he will do it. There are not a lot of characters in this show that are more badass than him. Yeah, that's probably the reason for a lot of mystery. Oh, you say it's not true? Oh, asking questions, that's dangerous in this world. Yes, in other words, you're not supposed to know whatever you asked. But in private, you know. When the government can't hear you. I probably would be too if I could hear what he was saying. Because he'd probably be murdered for it. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I'm sure that was totally an accident. Father probably should have done a better job of letting his son know not to tell other people about that. Ignorant people are always easier to control. Because of a corrupt government. Yes, obviously. And that's quite the graveyard. Makes you wonder if the Titans are the worst enemy in this show. Okay, now we got a lot on Erwin there. Like, a lot on him. Which is cool. I swear every time I hear anyone from the military please talking, I just kind of tune it out. How can you tell if a member of the military police is lying? Their mouth is moving. It's about the artistic rendition. Yeah, what now, Captain? Okay. But what plan are we gonna have that's effective? Of course. Well, yeah, that was definitely a backstory heavy episode. And, world building in general, I guess. It kind of went, hand in hand with, at least with Aaron stuff, well, kind of with Historia stuff too, I guess. But mostly with Erwin stuff. Don't drown, Historia. You already almost died in your backstory, so... And yes, I know I did it with the wrong arm. Of course, Historia's backstory was really depressing. I mean, so was Erwin's, but I'm more attached to Historia, so it had more of an effect on me. So that was the third episode of the third season of Attack on Titan. And this episode, well, like I said, backstory heavy episode. We start off with Historia's backstory, talking about her being raised in that one village in the middle of nowhere, and her relationship with her mother, which was not a great relationship at all, really. The mother just kind of sat around quietly reading books, and so she goes out in the middle of the night to the city wearing fancy clothes. And that's just kind of what Historia knew of her mother. And she found out that relationships with mothers are supposed to be slightly different than that. Usually it involves a bit more, love and caring and all that good stuff. So Historia kind of pursued some of that, but did not end too well. And she just dived towards her mother, for a hug. A very weird style of going for a hug, but Historia is probably not too familiar with this concept either, so she did her best. But the saddest thing about this whole interaction was not just the fact that she pushed her away, which that alone was pretty messed up. But just Historia looking so happy afterwards, just to get any sort of, skinship, physical contact with her mother, that would really tugged at my heartstrings. That was horrible. But yeah, that was just really depressing, that whole thing. Honestly. And then we fast forwarded a little bit, the wall went down, and Historia's father shows up, says, "Hey, I'm your father, you're gonna live with me now." Then 10 seconds later, "Hey, are you related to this child? I've never seen her before in my life. What are you talking about? I just met this kid like 10 seconds ago. Like, she's nothing to me." Everyone's saying what they want to say to either survive themselves or have other people survive. And the mother died, which I can't say I have too much sympathy for. I mean, it's unfortunate that Historia had to watch her mother die. That's never a good thing, but she wasn't really good for anyone, especially not Historia, so I can't say I'm too bothered by that. And then we got to the part we know about how, lies were said in order to keep Historia alive. She went to go live somewhere else with a different name, where she couldn't do any harm to any kind of political system. And yeah, that's the part where we already knew about, but it was nice to see the lead up to that. And yeah, we got a lot of information on her, which is cool. We got a scene with the two prisoners and all that, and he was like, "Oh my god, how could you betray us, betray the royal family, you asshole." Like, I didn't do anything. And then, they let the cards on the table, said what happened, how they threatened him and all that, and yeah, basically he's the one that betrayed the royal family because of the deceit there. And then Hanji just rubbing the whole thing in their faces was hilarious, and it was just a very oddly enjoyable scene, really. But after that, we had a very interesting scene. Apparently, at least they said it was speculation, but I see no reason not to believe this was the case. They basically said that Titans eating other Titans will gain their abilities. So yeah, I guess if a random Titan finds a Titan shifter, and they eat them, they themselves can become a Titan shifter. They can go back to human, and then go back to being a Titan, which is definitely interesting. If that's the case, would that kind of limit the amount of Titan shifters there could be at any given time? Unless they have another way of creating Titan shifters aside from just, the whole eating thing. Which I don't think we know exactly how Titan shifters first came to be. We don't really know a lot, honestly. We just had that one scene of Ymir's backstory when they would like injuring these people and then throwing them off the wall, and then they would transform into Titans down there, then run off into the world. I think that's the only thing we really got, and I'm still not completely sure what I saw there. Exactly what the deal there is, but at least so we know now that one way to become a Titan shifter is to be a Titan and eat a Titan shifter, so that's really cool to know. That's a really good thing to know, actually. That opens up a lot of doors. Oh, and yeah, in the same scene, I can't forget to mention this. You had Hanji basically say that the government probably has their own Titan. Like probably like a high-ranking guy in the political system, and they just have him eat Eren because that's much more practical than trying to, herd Eren to do what they want. They just eat him and they gain his power to control other Titans. So now we know exactly why they want Eren so badly. They don't really care about Eren himself. He's just a vessel. They want his power. Everyone seems to want his power because that's why he was kidnapped by Reiner and Bertolt and all that to begin with. So Eren is pretty valuable. But not him himself, just the power inside of him that I guess his father gave him with that one injection scene. We still never went to that basement, so we still don't know exactly what secrets that will reveal. But we did get some secrets this episode, which is definitely cool. We had also gotten some backstory on Erwin when he was talking to Commander Pixis. Talking about his childhood, how he asked his father a question that he couldn't answer in the classroom because obvious reasons, so we had told him it in private, and then he made the mistake of telling other kids and stuff, which military police overheard, and things just went how you'd expect them to from there. And that's when Erwin kind of truly realized the world he's living in and decided to do his best to change it, going forward in the future. As an adult, get in a high-ranking position as best he can and try to change things. Because he has a mission in life that he is pursuing, and he kind of really went into that this episode. Which I'm glad he did, because he's been a character I've definitely been interested in, been curious about, so it's cool that we got as much as we did on him. We really got everything we need to know on him for the most part to really understand his motivations going forward. What it really comes down to is the government has a lot of secrets that don't want getting out, and they will do anything they feel they need to keep it that way. That's pretty much what we're at here, and we're going to try to overthrow the government, try to put Historia as the queen of the new world, which I'm okay with. I like Historia. She's very nice, more importantly, very cute, so I think she would be a very, very good ruler. And that seems to be where we're really heading now, which explains why we started to really get into the Rice family these past few episodes, because we're definitely setting up for this coup d'etat, essentially, I guess you would call it, pretty much trying to overthrow this government and improve things, really, which hopefully we can do. And then we got some stupid stuff with the military police trying to spin that whole Reeves murder to make the Erwin and the scouts look as horrible as humanly possible. And it's no surprises there, that's just how they operate, and Erwin doing his best to salvage the situation. Pretty much saying that he'll avenge him and he'll do his best to make things better, really, to oversimplify it. Now, the few remaining scouts that are out, not locked up or anything, they're out and about trying to complete their mission as best they can. And they were going to have a strategy meeting on how to go forward with that before we were kind of, cliffhanger there at the end there. So I guess we'll have to see next time how things go from here. Thank you for watching, and thank you Cnouki, as well as everyone else, for doing what you can to support the channel. It means a lot to me, and I hope we can continue to grow the channel together. If you want to do more to support the channel, then you can become a patron on my Patreon and get cool rewards like early access to certain videos. Have a good one.